Alright, we are still doing some decimals to fractions and fractions to decimals here, and I wanted to do a little bit more involved one. The first one we did was very easy, and so I'm going to take a look at number 2 here, and again, turning my paper sideways so that I can use these lines to line everything up nice and neat. It's not necessary, but I like to do it, and some of my students like to do it, so I do that too. Sorry, number 3, not number 2. Number 3. It is 54 hundredths, and 6th graders should know that we are talking about 54 out of 100, and we should be able to get that part of the fraction done very easily. They should recognize that these are both even numbers. They can both be divided by at least 2, if not more than 2. And so I would have them try to remember how to get it in simplest form. I like to do divide by 2 if I can, if the numbers aren't too big, because it's just easy to do. They can usually just see it mentally and do it mentally. So they're going to be able to easily, obviously, recognize that half of 100 is 50, and a little more mental math will get us to recognize that 27 is half of 54. So we get down to 27 50ths, and then we need to decide if this can be divided again, if it can be simplified anymore. At this point, I would probably ask them to make a factor tree of the numbers. So we would take 27, and we would take 50, and we would start to factor them into factors. So I've got 5 and 10, or 5 times 10. I've got 2 and 5, and then I can't take that down any farther for 27. I've got 3 and 9, and then 9 breaks down into 3 times 3. So when I look at my factors here, 3, 3, and 3, 5, 2, and 5, I don't have any other common factors, so I know that 27 50ths is the simplest form that I can get that into. Students don't particularly like to do this, but there's no other way to really know if they share a common factor or not than to do that. So I wish there was some magic special trick to make that faster, but you really just have to look at the factors and see if they have one in common or not.